anymore! I don't know what real is anymore! Brain.exe has stopped working! What is my life? I can't do it, Doc! I can't freaking do it! Look what we're dealing with, man! Additional internet meme! Oh wait, that's what this episode consisted mainly of. No!
Shall we continue on this next week?
Sure, okay. Okay, disclaimers out of the way. First one, you know me, I avoid spoilers. All I knew was this episode was going to have background characters. I didn't know they were going to be featured. I mean, the most I expected was several big cameos like Rainbow Falls. Second disclaimer, I know what this episode is and what it's trying to be. It's a love letter to the fandom for helping make the show what it is, and wow, that's almost an exact quote from my Double Rainbow review. Whoa there. This episode is not as bad as Double Rainbow. Absolutely not. But if we take off the rose-colored glasses and ignore the memes and references and personal validation, is it still good? Let's take a look. This episode opens up with Matilda and Cranky getting married! Aw, that's nice. Good to see more couples appearing in this show. Apparently, the wedding invitations they sent out had the wrong date, being today. You didn't look at the invitations until today. Well, that's your fault. So, who is the culprit behind this mix-up?
Muffin?
It's not funny! It's never been funny! It's never gonna be funny!
Okay, maybe I'm being too harsh. I suppose, out of fandom context, that's a good way to introduce this character as someone who's not all there in the head. But that begs the question, why did they give her the job in the first place? So, Muffins, if you read the credits, goes to, what's this guy's name? Is it ever said? I mean, she said Doc, but surely that can't be his whole name. Also, he said decades/centuries of his life's work went into discovering time travel. And that's all we know. The whole time travel thing went nowhere. Is he a Time Lord because he's centuries old? Or is that just how long ponies live? What else is he working on? What has he seen? Why does this relationship seem more like Rick and Morty rather than Doctor Who?
I have so many questions!
Yes, I'm packing on the abridged references. No, Alucard is not going to be bursting through the wall. Okay, so we have Fantastic, Alonzi, Geronimo, and...
Great wickering stallions!
Yeah, trying too hard to be mimetic. That just doesn't roll off the tongue. I mean, goodness gracious alive, that's one of the weirdest euphemisms I've ever heard. So Doc goes to Carousel Boutique to get some clothes from Rarity and runs by Vinyl Scratch. Is Vinyl mute? Oh gosh, that would actually be really cool if Vinyl was mute. Or if they're setting up for a joke about her talking. I'm cool either way. Dr. Who's is somehow suckered into bowling, we get some funny interactions, and the town comes together to find that the main six are talking about something important.
Maybe it's just a friendship problem, and it'll all be cleared up in a half an hour or so.
Okay, that is hilarious. I mean, with all the shenanigans the main six get into, you can bet the townsfolk would take notice and possibly speculate on it. Hey, it's what I would do. That's what we technically do every Saturday. Then the problem makes itself known, and...
What the f*** is that?
What? How did that pass design phase? Huh, I wonder how that staff meeting went.
Oh, boss, we need a thing for the main six to fight while everyone else is busy.
Lawson, I really don't care. Just make something up.
But I can't think of anything. That's why I asked you.
Just open a dictionary of animals, pick the first two animals you see, and combine them. This isn't my problem.
What? We can't possibly do something that lazy.
Here, let me do it for you. Babby. Babby? Nah, sounds too much like Bobby. We'd get sued. Be-Bab. Yeah, Be-Bab, that'll work.
But that makes no sense. This isn't Avatar. We can't get away with something like that. We use the Everfree Forest as an excuse too many times, so there's absolutely no...
Just say it's from Tartarus or something. The bronies will accept that.
Oh, come on. There are so many better options here.
You want to be assigned another episode on the level of the Twilacorn incident, Mitchell?
Bear it is, then.
Thanks, M.A. Lawson.
Ugh.
So we see Lyra and Bon Bon. I can't tell if they're trying to dispel the notion that they're a couple or if it's supposed to be tongue-in-cheek. Either way, it doesn't make Secret Agent Bon Bon any less weird. Guess that thing in Mystery on the Friendship Express actually led up to something. The name's Bon. Bon Bon. Sweetened, not sugared. This certainly erupts a few headcanons. Instead of Lyra being the crazy one, it's Bon Bon. And it also explains why she's had a billion different voices. So let me get this straight. She's a ventriloquist spy demon hunter. That's actually kind of epic. But she's also incredibly incompetent as she revealed her identity when she really didn't need to. She fancies herself a Van Helsing when she's really more of a Sean. It's also very interesting to see how the show interprets Vinyl Scratch. I mean, the fandom Vinyl is Diet Rainbow Dash with a shot of Party Animal. This Vinyl Scratch is actually more modest, helpful, and courteous. I think I like this one better. And we also see that Octavia and Vinyl Scratch live together. This raises some questions. I mean, they're definitely not a couple because they wouldn't divide the house like that if they were. And they're definitely not roommates because there's no way they'd be able to tolerate living with each other the way they act around each other. Honestly, the way this is portrayed, I think they're siblings. I mean, you see the mutual respect, but the division. You see their obvious disinclination of musical taste, but you also see the immense tolerance levels they have. And you also see the sort of synchronization they have. To me, this is the only thing that makes sense. Are they gonna do a duet? Please tell me they're going to do a duet. They're going to do a duet! It's beautiful! I have borne witness to the seamless blend of dubstep and orchestra! I haven't seen this kind of music work this well since epic rap battles!
Global! My strobes glow like Chernobyl! Kids explode and get mobile! Why don't you put down your Cubase and pick up a real ball? I rocked harder than you when I was 5 years old!
And then they start flying out on the bass cannon and... Okay, Billies and Gentlecolts, I have nothing else to say here but welcome to the Mind Screw!
Everything you know is wrong. Black is white, up is down, and short is long. And everything you thought was just so important doesn't matter. Everything you know is wrong. Just forget the words and sing along. All you need to understand is everything you know is wrong. What you say? What is life? Is it nothing more than the endless search for a cutie mark? And what is a cutie mark but a constant reminder that we're all only one bugbear attack away from oblivion? And what of the poor gator, flank forever blank, destined to an existential swim down the river of life to an unknowable destiny?
My mind!
So we see the Doctor and Derpy have a cute little moment. Alright, the fact that he's Doctor Who and the fandom nod wasn't too subtle, but it was okay. I mean, at least they didn't.
Allons-y!
That's what best friends are for.
Why does that sound so forced? You know, saying it over and over isn't going to stop people from shipping you two, you realize. So we see that Shining Armor is at the wedding and he is crying a lot. Now we know why Cadence loves him. He's a massive dork. Then again, I'd also probably cry at other weddings if my own wedding was interrupted by a, Changeling! Code Red! Changeling in our midst! There was no canon establishment that changelings are anything other than evil, and we need to protect everyone from them! How a changeling was able to appear in public and not get arrested? I don't know, but we must take care of it!
Do not attempt to move or we'll be shooting ourselves.
Okay, that was taken care of reasonably excessively. So that was Slice of Life. So far, I can see about 3 different opinions of this episode. The first being, OMG, Derpy said muffins, best episode ever! These are people who are easily pleased. The second being,
Of all the stupid, asinine, shark-jumping bullshit!
hey, I can't help it, it's too quotable. And the third opinion being, that was okay. Appreciate the thought, DHX. I am in the latter category. Yes, this episode is pandering, pure and simple. But I think it still stands on its own as a story. I mean, look, let's break this down. Are the jokes funny? Sorta. Not all of them work, but a lot of them do. Do the references make sense if you don't know the source? Sure. I mean, if you take most of the lines out of context, they aren't too out of place. Is the plot coherent? Yeah, in terms of what we usually see in the show. We've seen weirder stuff happen and liked it. Is the moral at least decent or unique? Yeah, definitely. Everyone has a story, usually it's weird, and everyone's important in their own way. That's pretty unique. Was it aesthetically pleasing? Yeah, it was. It's not my favorite episode, probably C+ territory, but it works. Me personally, I got my unique experience and my giggles. I'm good. Though, to be honest, it's really hard to come up with an objective opinion to the episode. If you were never really a fan of the memes and interpretations of the characters to come out of the fandom, this episode really isn't going to do it for you. However, if you're a hardcore brony who eats up anything pony related, then you're going to think this episode is S tier. And me, I feel my perspective is too biased. Because of this, I actually showed this episode to my sister, who had no exposure to bronydom, in order to get her unbiased opinion. She really couldn't find anything wrong with it, but couldn't find anything spectacular about it either. So I think it's safe to say this was an average episode at best, with how you'll react to the memes inserted, making it or breaking it for you. Though, I'm going to say this now, without any sense of irony, and because you truly deserve it to be said honestly. Thanks, M.A. Larson. Thank you for taking us too seriously.